What's up, everyone? Welcome back into the channel. Happy Friday to everyone watching. So we just got our final injury report for the Green Bay Packers ahead of their Week 2 matchup in Atlanta versus the Falcons. That includes all the injury designations, who and who didn't practice today, so let's get into it. Also, if you are a new viewer here and want more Packers news analysis and updates almost every single day, including injury reports, game analysis, and everything Green Bay Packers, go down and click that subscribe button to stay in the loop. All right, so let's waste no more time and bring up this final injury report for the Green Bay Packers for Week 2. At the top, David Bakhtiari didn't practice all week. Now, he does hold a questionable status for this game. Last week, he also didn't practice all week, but didn't hold a status. Now, Matt LaFleur was asked about this, and he said it's not a sign of anything changing, and then said Bakhtiari will likely be questionable every single week, which is interesting because he wasn't questionable last week, and he didn't practice last week and had an awesome game. Didn't practice this week, is questionable. My best guess is they're just putting that out there in case his knee flares up game day morning or something of that sort, but he's going to be good to go, and he'll probably be at the same level he was last week. I don't think anything flared up or any sort. It's just he's not practicing. They're going to list him as questionable for that reason, and it seems like he's ready to go this Sunday. The next three players were all limited all week and hold no designation. Romeo Doubs with his hamstring limited all week, Rashan Gary with the ACL recovery limited all week, and Elgton Jenkins with a knee injury limited all week. None hold a designation, so we'll see Week 2 of Rashan Gary. There was no setbacks after seeing 12 pass rushing snaps last week. I'm looking to see that get elevated a little bit this week and see some more of Rashan Gary, who was extremely impressive in the small dose we saw him in Week 1. And more importantly, Romeo Doubs here does not have an injury designation. Last week, it was kind of questionable at all if Romeo Doubs was going to play. He ended up practicing a couple days, and he played on Sunday and had an awesome game. Then this week, we were mainly monitoring for any type of setback with that hamstring injury, and he was limited all week, which is to be expected with a hamstring injury, but he had suffered 0 setbacks, and he's ready to go this Sunday versus the Falcons. No injury designation, he will play. And then finally, Elgton Jenkins mainly looks like a rest type of thing for his knee. He was limited all week. He's good to go as well. Same for Anthony Johnson Jr., a full participant for his knee injury all this week. He was also a full participant all last week. He'll be good to go to play in this game if he's active. He wasn't active last week for the Packers. We'll see what they do this week. Then the final three players, three very important players, 2 on offense, 1 on defense, all starters are all questionable for this game in Atlanta. Aaron Jones with his hamstring injury didn't practice all week. He is questionable. He was seen in the Don Hudson warming up yesterday, but he didn't practice in any shape or form all week. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean he can't play if he doesn't practice. We've obviously seen what David Bakhtiari can do without practice, but this is a whole different type of thing with a hamstring, and him being a running back, you don't want that to flare back up. So it's interesting. He still holds a questionable designation here, not practicing all week. I'm sure it'll be a game time type of decision Sunday morning, get him out on the field, see how he feels on the turf and whatnot, and go from there. Matt LaFleur mentioned that Emmanuel Wilson will be the next man up if Aaron Jones isn't ready to go this Sunday, and that Emmanuel Wilson will be ready to go. So it'll be interesting to see how they orchestrate that backfield without Aaron Jones if he indeed doesn't play, with both Emmanuel Wilson and A.J. Dillon. I'm sure they would give Emmanuel Wilson a decent amount of snaps and not put every single snap on A.J. Dillon's shoulders, and I'm sure they'd do some type of rotation there. Emmanuel Wilson was extremely impressive in preseason, albeit just being preseason, but he ran hard, one-cut type of back, had really good ball carrier vision in the preseason, so it'll be interesting to see how many snaps he gets if Aaron Jones is indeed out. Then we have Quay Walker, who didn't practice on Wednesday, but was limited the last 2 days. Now, he still hasn't cleared concussion protocol. He is questionable for this game, but he has to clear concussion protocol to play in this game, so I'm sure they're going to give him until tomorrow to clear concussion protocol, and that's why he's listed as questionable. It could happen, it could not happen. It really just depends. Concussions are such a weird thing and different every single time, so we'll see how that progresses going into Sunday. It would be really nice to have Quay Walker back after an awesome game in Week 1, especially against this Atlanta Falcons, power running offense. It would be nice to have both starting linebackers out there, but again, it's a concussion. You can't just rush someone back from that. They need to clear that protocol, and Quay hasn't yet, so he's questionable. Then finally, we see Christian Watson. He did not participate Wednesday and Thursday, but interestingly enough, he was limited today with that hamstring injury, and he is also questionable. So I thought after seeing did not participate on Thursday, he was definitely going to be out Week 2, but it seems like he had a little bit of an advancement today, practice in some fashion today, and now he's questionable. So there definitely is a chance that Christian Watson could suit up for this football game. Now, the Packers aren't going to rush him back, so if they feel any type of worry about that hamstring, flaring back up in this game Sunday morning, re-injuring, they're going to keep him out. And, you know, in my eyes, if there's any chance of that re-injuring, definitely keep him out. But if he's good to go, he practiced today, we'll see how he is Sunday, then I'd say go for it and play in this game. And just a couple notes for the Atlanta Falcons injury report. There are 2 players that have designations for the injury report, their final injury report. Troy Anderson, their inside linebacker, is out for this game, and cornerback Jeffrey Okudah is questionable. Running back Cordell Patterson is not on the injury designation list, so he will be returning after missing last week, just adding another very dynamic piece to that backfield of Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, and now Cordell Patterson. The Packers are going to have to focus on those 3 guys for their defense to win this game. But that does it for the final injury report for Green Bay Packers versus Atlanta Falcons week 2. We have an interesting game coming up. Atlanta Falcons had a pretty impressive win week 1, as did the Green Bay Packers. So I'm very excited to see how this game goes and seeing if Jordan Love can continue what he started in week 1. And also, guys, I wanted to let you know I just dropped some new merchandise on my merch store, the F the Bears t-shirts, hoodies, pint glasses with the iconic David Bakhtiari flipping the bird to the Chicago Bears fan. So if you want to go check out that merch, just click the link down in the description below. But that about does it for this video. I appreciate you guys coming by. If you could please leave a like down below, it supports my channel a ton. But I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pack Go.